Hi there. I want to show you the basics of working with Git in SourceTree. So this is the basic GUI of SourceTree, and the most important things are here: working copy, and on the file status, and in the branches tree here you have master, and then it opens up. If you click that, it opens up this nice little preview of the log, of the Git log. And here's the remotes, which usually is only populated with origin, and then you have several other branches here. Those are the branches on the remote repository. So how Git works is you have several repositories, and usually, or in our case, we have this shared repository, which is the GitLab server. Then we have each developer repository. So yes, there's a developer repository, and developer means graphics guys, game design guys, level designers basically, or engineering guys. And whenever you do a Git clone, if you ever clone a repository, you create your own repository, your own copy, because Git is a distributed version control system. So let's get back here. Let me show you what to do if you are creating a new file and want to check it in. So let's create a new file. Nothing to commit right now. So open a new Explorer. Let's create a new text file because that's the easiest one. Let's just call it very short file here. When we go back to SourceTree, it needs a bit to update. You can use press F5, or I think in the view you can press F5 or refresh here to force it to update. And then if you click on this file, you see there's nothing interesting going on here. It would normally show you the content of the file here. So let's go back real quick and create some content here. Some content here. I press F5 now and check the file again. It shows me the contents here, so it's nice. What you will notice here, the file text, the text file, file.txt, is on the bottom here, and it says unstaged files. And on the top here, you have staged files, and it's empty. So let me show you this nice little graph. This is what's going on right now. We are in the working directory. This is where we created the file. We've modified it, and what we have to do to get it to your local repository, to basically get Git to know the file, is we have to first stage it, put it in the staging area using the stage command, and then we will have to commit this stage basically. This commit only commits to your local repository. For your local repository to synchronize with the shared repository from earlier, you will have to use the push command. So let's do that. First, we have this unstaged file. Let's stage it. This button here basically stages everything that's here. So now that we've staged it, there's this little plus sign. And you see this in green with the plus sign in the beginning of the line. It says some content here, content of the file. Okay, let's add the file. I'm working on the original Schacht repository right now on the master branch. Yes, you think I'm nuts because why would I do this in a tutorial? It's because I haven't pushed it. It doesn't matter. It's my local copy of the repository. I can do anything here. I can delete everything, do what I want. It doesn't get reflected on the server side at all, unless I push it. But yeah, I won't do that. So I have this commit here. You will see this little text here. It says one ahead. This means I'm one commit ahead of the origin. This is when this happened. Now I have added a new file, and yeah, that was pretty straightforward, especially using the GUI. You just click it in a bunch of stuff and enter a commit message. Let's try to modify the file and show you some of the values of the stage. So here's the second line. Save it, go to SourceTree again, wait for it to refresh. And there you can see, okay, here's the second line. Okay, let's stage that. because I want this change for some reason. The unstaged area is clean again, but hey, maybe I want to try out some stuff. Try out number 1 or something else. Let's check this again. Oh, what do we have here? Check this out. There's this version of the it tells you that there's only one line added. Up here, it only tells you there's this one line added as well. So what Git does is it bases the differences it shows you here on the files that are in the stage, and then it bases that one off the ones that are in your repository, your local copy. So this is nice to experiment with stuff before committing. You can just add the hunks that you wanted and commit them all at once, or basically get a collection of stuff that you want to commit, and down there experiment with other stuff before committing. So let's talk about the unstaging. So SourceTree has this nice feature of unstaging each hunk. So we have this button over here, and I click on that and see the differences for the file in the unstaged files area here. It tells me there are two new lines. So this is nice. What you can do here is click the lines. You can hold Shift and click to select multiple lines, as you might have been used to, and then you can stage individual lines. So you can basically cherry pick whatever you want from the changes you've made, put them in a commit package and send them away, and then discard the other stuff. So if I go here and say discard in the unstaged file, well, basically you have to be careful. If you say on discard on a staged file, it will just put it back to the unstaged area. Oh no, it won't. Okay, so I think that they did that in an earlier version. Anyway, let's put this content back here so that I can show you that you can add this here. I have now staged the third line that I've made, and discard what is unstaged. What this does is it only added this new line there now. It discarded what I wanted it to discard. So this is nice. So the important part here is to understand that Git works in stages, and that it only does these changes locally. In order to get this to the remote repository, you can see when you have to push something on the button here, or here next to the branch, and you will have to do that in order to share with the other developers. Yeah, I think that's it about the basics. I will cover some